Hi, guys. It's Eric Harrison here. And, whether you're connected with me through my professional networks or my social networks, or maybe you just learned about me through my recently published book, Mustard Seed Faith, I wanted to come to you today with just a message of hope and encouragement during these challenging times. We're all in this together. I want to share some ideas that I believe that will allow you to become stronger. And as some of you may know, I am a Ziglar Choose to Win coach. And I believe that our thinking and our attitude is more important than ever before. And I've tried to share messages each and every day with you along those lines, and I will continue to do that as we go through this together. And I've asked Tom Ziglar, the CEO of Zig Ziglar, to share with you a couple of concepts that I really believe will benefit you. So without any further ado, I want to welcome Tom to this broadcast. Tom, take it away.
Well, Eric, I'm so grateful for you being a Choose to Win coach. And I know you have a heart, and your book shows it, that you want to make a difference in the lives of other people. And, if you're watching this, it's kind of crazy times right now. We don't know what next week, much less next month, is going to look like. And some of you are, you're just feeling this nudge that says, hey, maybe this is the thing that kind of propels me into that thing I've always known I should do. And others of you are, you don't know which way's up. I've talked to a lot of people, Eric, who are just, they're waiting for the news. And so I just want to give you a few minutes of hope and encouragement, because either one of you who are in this position right now, I just want to share with you some things that I believe will make a huge impact in emerging from this time that we're in stronger. And by the way, here's the first word of encouragement. We are going to get together and go through this together, and we're going to get out of it together. So we are coming through this. It might be a little bit different world, but because of your mindset and the choices you're going to make during the process, you will emerge stronger. So let me just share a quick PowerPoint and walk us through this. Zig Ziglar was my father. He wrote 45 books. He's got 5 million fans on Facebook. We estimate he impacted 250 million people. If you know the Ziglar name, you know that he was probably one of the most quotable speakers. I mean, it's just, his quotes go on and on. And so I was trying to think, if Dad were alive, he passed away 7.5 years ago, what would he say? I mean, because this is not a generational thing that we're happening. This is like a once in 100-year kind of thing that we're going through as a world. And I know that he believed very strongly in the right attitude, the right mindset. And so I kind of came up with this stronger mindset, and I found this quote of Dad's, which I think really sets it up for what it is, the perfect way to view the time. So here it is. How do we go through it stronger? First off, we expect the best, we prepare for the worst, and then we maximize what comes. So what does that mean? Well, number one, we got to have the right attitude. We've got to have an attitude of gratitude. We've got to lead with hope and encouragement. We've got to put the good stuff into our minds so we can turn around and lift those up around us who are struggling. We've got to truly understand that we will get through this together, that tomorrow will be better. We've always come through these situations. We've always had help in the process. There's always been people who have helped us, and there are people who count on us to help them. But why is this expect the best attitude so important? Well, here's the reality. When we expect the best, when we know that tomorrow is going to be better, doesn't mean it's not hard or difficult or we choose it. It's just a reality. When we have the right attitude, it lifts our spirits. And here is medical and scientific fact. When our spirits are lifted, our immune system is boosted. And I got to tell you right now, we all need a strong immune system. But here's something else. When we lift the attitude and spirits of those around us, our friends, our family, the people we do business with, we do life with, if it's on text or email or on social media, whatever it is, when we leave an encouraging word, when people see our face and they see that steely determination, when they see that little grin that says, I'm going forward, I'm going through this, I'm going to grow through it, it lifts their spirits. And when their spirits are lifted, their immune system is boosted. So what a gift we can give ourselves and other people, the gift of a boosted immune system. We need it now. I mean, let's face it. Some people, they're going to go through the inconvenience of the virus. They're going to fight it off. You know, it might be a few bad days, no big deal. Other people, it's going to be a medical emergency. The reality is we don't know what the difference between those two is, but one thing we do know is the people most at risk are the ones who have a compromised immune system. So I want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. So what's the reality of this quote? It's all upside, it's no downside. So what do you mean prepare for the worst? Well, here's the reality. We got to wash our hands like 20 times a day. We got to, you know, we got to be safe. We got to make sure that our kitchen has the supplies that it needs. We got to look into the future in our personal, family, and business life and say, you know, this thing could take a little longer than I hoped for. If it takes 6 months or a year, what does that mean? I need to prepare for that. So what does preparing for the worst means? Well, let's just look at the physical. If I think it might take a while and I need to have a good immune system, preparing for the worst means I'm going to sleep. I'm going to get my full 8 hours of sleep every night. I'm going to get the nutrition I need. I'm going to take supplements. I'm going to eat the right kind of food that gives me energy, not tears me down. I'm going to exercise and move and get stronger, not only mentally, but in every spiritually. Why is that? Because I'm preparing for the worst. So what does that have to do with maximize what comes? You see, you've probably already had it. You've probably already had the phone call in the middle of the night where somebody is upset and they're struggling and they're worried, or maybe it was the text from a friend or a coworker who said, I don't know if I can get through it. You know, what can you tell me? So maximizing what comes means that you reach out to them, you listen to them, you care about them, you love on them, and you tell them, hey, we're in this together. And then you go a little bit extra, right? The next day, you send them a note, you follow up. Hey, I was thinking about you this morning. Are you good? Are you on track? Hey, did you read this? Did you do that? I'm here for you. And then what about in business? What does maximize what comes? What does that mean? It means there might be a customer or somebody you've worked with, and they get in touch and they present to you a big stack of problems, like, 3 feet deep of problems. And I need help. I need some help on that. And then what do? You maximize what comes. You dig in, you help them. You help them grow through that situation. You give them some encouragement along the way. And you say, hey, I'm with you. So we know that medically and scientifically, this is a great outlook, the stronger outlook, but it gets better than that. It goes into the family. You see, here's the reality is legacy is intentionally preparing those you love to grow through life's most difficult challenges. That's what legacy is all about. This is the key here. Our family, our friends, those around us, they're going to look at us and they're either going to be inspired and encouraged, or they're going to be discouraged by the way we stand firm in the furnace. And you see, the reality is the way that we walk through this difficult time teaches those we love. It prepares those we love to grow. If they see us growing and learning, they'll do the same. Tom Brokaw said this. He said that the greatest generation that our country has ever had was the men and women who fought, in World War II. Think about it. The men and women who fought World War II, they started in the war. They were unprepared. We didn't have the resources. We didn't have the things that we needed to go and fight. We were outgunned, outmanned. They went into battle fighting a far superior army with, battle-hardened veterans. But over time, we won. We came home. We won that war. These men and women, they came back. And then they were responsible for the greatest economic boom in the history of the world. Yeah, they were the greatest generation. Or were they? My good friend Andy Andrews, he told me this. He said, Tom, they weren't the greatest generation. The greatest generation were their parents. You see, the men and women who fought World War II, they were raised during the Great Depression. You see, their parents got up every day with those kids, every day, the sun up, working hard all day long, just to make ends meet. They didn't have stuff, they didn't have things, but they had each other. They had principles and values and love. They had each other's back. You see, the greatest generation was the generation who raised the men and women who fought in World War II. You see, I believe we have a really amazing time right now in our country. This realization, this understanding that maybe right now we are raising the greatest generation that our country and our world has ever seen. Why? Because in the furnace, when the things start coming, we stand tall and we understand that we grow stronger because of these things. Now, this idea of stronger was inspired in part by a book called Anti-Fragile by Nassim Taleb. So anti-fragile is another word for stronger. So what does anti-fragile mean? Well, it's easier to describe what it's not. So what's the opposite of anti-fragile? It's fragile. So what's fragile? Fragile means weak or broken or easily destroyed. Oh, we don't want to be those things, do we? We want to be strong. We want to be robust. We want to be what? So what's the opposite of fragile? It's resilient. It's gritty. It's sturdy. So those are all good things, right? Because if we are those things, we can withstand what's going on out in the world. We can. But we want to go one step further. You see, stronger or anti-fragile, what does it mean? Well, it means this, that the stressors, the shocks, the volatility, the noise, the mistakes, the faults, the attacks, or the failures, all the things that come against us, they make us stronger. Now, biologically, we know we were created this way. I mean, look at the way God created us. If we want to build our muscles, what do? We lift weights. It tears the muscle fiber down, and then it grows back. What? It grows back stronger. And then women, many times when they reach menopause, they go to the doctor, and the doctor says, uh-oh, we don't want you to have osteoporosis. We want you to have strong bones. Why don't you start lifting weights? So what happens when we lift weights? What does that do to our bones? Well, the stress, the weight, the pressure makes our bones what? Stronger. Scientifically, medically, biologically, we know it works. This is the way we were created. But look at it spiritually. You know, Eric, I was thinking about my dad's life verse, Romans 8:28. And we know that God causes all things to work together for good to those who are called according to his purpose. You see, when we have a stronger mindset, we understand that no matter what's going on out there, it's working together for my good. Isn't that awesome? I mean, that belief, that constant hope that regardless of the situation, the circumstance, I'm being forged in fire. I'm getting stronger. Then I combined Romans 8:28 with my life verse. I picked this when I was 12 years old. And it's James 1, 2, and 3. Consider it all joy, my brethren, when you encounter various trials, knowing the testing of your faith produces endurance. I mean, what 12-year-old picks that? I didn't even understand it until this time. You see, we should consider it joy, all these things that are happening to us, because it's making us stronger. So why are we becoming stronger? We're coming stronger, I believe, to step into our purpose. One of my mentors, his name is Rabbi Lappin, Daniel Lappin. He says this. He says the opposite of depression is not happiness. The opposite of depression is purpose. You see, when I understand that I have hope with all these things going on and it makes me stronger, it gives me purpose in my life. Another version of that from the Message says this: when tests and challenges come at you from all sides, man, I don't know about you, but that's the way I feel right now. Yet, look at this. You know that under pressure, your faith life is forced into the open and shows its true colors. You see, here's what happens. Those around you, your kids, your family, your spouse, your brother, your sister, the people you work with on your team, in your company, in the community, when they see you stand tall in the furnace with joy in your smile, with an understanding that we're going to get through this, then you're teaching them preparing them to handle life's most difficult challenges. And then we get another promise. Now, this is cool. There's two promises in this verse, but the first promise, which is not a good one, is replaced with the second promise, which is awesome. The first promise is you will have trouble. John 16:33. Guess what? We're in it. But, which takes care of the previous verse, right? It wipes it out. I have overcome the world. So we know we're getting through it. We know we're going to that next level. We're becoming stronger. And so I want to wrap this up as we think about this. And so, Eric, I know that there's people watching this. Some of them are your friends. Some of them know you a little bit. Some of them have never met either me or you, okay? And I want to tell you, you are in a position right now where you feel like this time is positioning you to go to that next level, to be, do, and have more. You're not sure what it is. You know you need to plan a course. You're not quite sure how to take action on it. Others of you, and believe me, Eric, I've talked to a bunch like this lately. They're like, man, I don't even, what's tomorrow going to look like? I can't even make sense of today. Kind of lost. But they all say the same thing. I need to get my feet under me. I need to get a direction. I need to set some goals. I need to understand how I can grow during this time. Well, I just want everybody to know Eric is a Choose to Win coach. We talked about that earlier. And that's what you do, is you help people get clarity on their purpose, their why, where they want to go, and how to get there. So if you're in that position right now where you're looking at this situation as, hey, I don't know why I'm in this, but I believe I can be, do, and have more, then I want you to reach out to Eric. So, Eric, how do people contact you? How do they get in touch with you?
Gee, Tom, first, let me just say thank you so much. What a great message that I needed to hear, that I know you needed to hear today, because we all want to have the right mindset. We all want to get stronger each and every day. So I want you to know that I'm here for you every day. If you need anything that I can help you with, I want to give you my email and my phone number, and I want you to reach out to me anytime. My email is simply eric@eric-harrison.com. It's on my Facebook page. It's on my website. You can easily find that, but send me an email, or let me give you my cell phone number. And I invite you to call me. I invite you to text me. I want to talk to you if you want to have a conversation and find out how you can develop some specific strategies that will help you become stronger during this time. My cell phone number is 214-707-3004. You just let me know how I can help you, and I am available and I'm here for you. So again, Tom, I just want to thank you for this opportunity today to give this message to these great people that are seeing this.
Well, Eric, thank you so much. You bless us. I'm so grateful you're part of the Ziglar family. And I look forward to seeing the fruit of this. For those watching, go ahead, get in contact with Eric. It'll be the best thing you do. We'll see you again next time.